I want to go ahead and introduce our next speaker. Ioana, I have heard speak many, many times at D10 events. She always has such keen insight into what's going on in the ICO space. She's going to be talking about approaching the ICO the right way. Ioana Frîncu is the Chief Operating Officer at KrowdMentor, and she currently serves as COO of KrowdMentor, while previously she was a consultant at IBM within the Business Analytics and Optimization Division, and an Analytics and Machine Learning Engineer within the Paramedic Technology Corporation. I believe she was also mentioned as one of the Forbes 30 under 30 as well. So a fantastic person, going to have some great points. Can you please give Ioana a very warm welcome to the stage.
Thank you so much for having me here in Tokyo. I love Japan, and it's my second time here, so I hope that my insights into the ICOs and how to conduct them properly will help you in defining your products, your projects, and the way that you want to go to market further. As Naomi said, I'm one of the Forbes 30 under 30 batch of 2017, and I've been in the crypto space since 2016, working on various projects, such as crypto exchanges, as COS.io, the ICO and the listing platform of GBX, and smart bridges between blockchains, such as ARC with Ethereum, as well as projects for the United Nations, Groupe Société Générale, and Transavia. I have gathered the know-how that I have so far in ICOs, and I hope that I will give you some good insights. I would like to start first with defining an ICO. Nasdaq says that an ICO represents a fundraising mechanism in which new projects sell their underlying tokens in exchange for Bitcoin and Ether. So basically, we create tokens, we sell them, and we gather the most well-known cryptocurrencies for our project. That sounds pretty easy at first sight, but it's a much more complex process than it looks like. First of all, what's the price of an ICO? Everyone right now tries to say that crowdfunding should be cheap, and it is. If you go to Indiegogo, Kickstarter, you're going to spend under 100K to create your project. But when it comes to ICOs, we have to actually understand what are the items that deserves our money best. And here I would start with the white paper, which can be either cheaper or more expensive, depending on how well you want it made. And it may take up to 1 or 2 months to actually have a comprehensive one, as well as making a good use case of the blockchain technology. Then after we have a white paper ready, a concept ready to be marketed, we have to look at the website, and we need to create something engaging for the users that would actually sell our product. When we start the sale and everything goes well, we actually have to have our smart contracts ready and audited. Smart contract development usually starts over $10,000, and it's normal to actually invest a lot in it because those are actually the things you cannot change. You can change your web applications, your mobile applications, but your smart contracts will not be so easy to modify. And marketing, of course. Having good marketing managers always brings you value as a project, and you need to actually employ really good people when it comes to bounty, PR, and other areas. To ICO or not to ICO? You have to really think well when it comes to actually doing a crowdfunding campaign, because right now there has been a lot of projects that have use blockchain technology for one purpose or another, but you actually have to think if you are building a platform. Does the distributed ledger technology make sense to you, or are you just developing a security or a payment token which actually has no value? Are you developing a scam coin, or are you developing an actual ICO with a purpose, with a token that makes sense, and with a use case that actually brings value to people in general? Do you actually need a token? You know, you can do ICOs and crowdfunding without having necessarily a token. You have to do a distinction between distributed applications and tokens. And again, do you definitely need an ICO? Because people are being in a struggle to get seed capital of 100K, but we claim to raise 50 million for software development. So you can actually see the discrepancy here. Really think about it and try to not put too much on your plate, because greediness actually pays a price in this world as well. Let's say that you decided to have an ICO. What's your timeline? It's important to actually know the steps into doing this kind of project. And you have to start with a good concept that makes a good use case. Do some product design, and I don't mean mock-ups here, but actually define how the product works, what are the user flows, what is the added value that you are bringing. Do your sale, and then do the product development. If you're planning to do a trading platform, actually start working on it. If you can actually provide a demo during the sale or before it, it would be even greater. Focus on the post-ICO development as much as possible, because your project doesn't stop after you gather all the Bitcoins. That's just the start. And it's important to have a very good development partner here. Speaking of partners, we have 4 main categories in which we have to look into when it comes to making our product work. First would be the team and their experience. It's crucial to have a team that knows what they're doing. This is why I say if you find someone that is 4 times cheaper than their competition, there might be a reason for which they are. You really need to think this through, to do your due diligence, and to choose the people you are working with very well. You also need a good image, because this team actually creates your image, and it's important to have the same story said by everyone who is working with you. And when it comes to the product and the business, you actually need people competent enough to take your vision and transform it into a functional product. So if you're just planning to do the next Bitcoin, trust me, you will not. You will only do another token that might get in the top 50 on CoinMarketCap, but you'll never surpass Bitcoin, Ether, or other well-known tokens. So before you think about creating the next Facebook, the next Uber, the next whatever, name a random successful project, remember that you need to start small and to actually revolutionize things at a local level. And with these people, you might actually be able to do it. When it comes to co-founders, advisors, and providers, you have to have some simple rules to select them well. First of all, your co-founders have to have a similar vision, to work together, to see the same things even when they're not talking. Me and my partners, for example, were having a marketing talk with our branding advisor, and she said that she was impressed about the fact that we did not talk to one to another, but we all said the same vision for our company. It's important to have like-minded people working with you, people that understand you and they understand your product. The same goes for providers. If people in your team understand your product, your providers will get the same picture from everyone. It is very important to know what you're transmitting to the people that work for you, whether it's your graphic designer, your programmers, or your marketing person. And you always have to listen to your advisors. There are people with experience, and they will always want the best for your project. As I was talking about providers, marketing is usually a segment done by some service providers that you get. And it's important for you to get a really good understanding of what they're doing for you. So when you choose your marketing team, I suggest giving them a brief with your project and see what they come up with. But their strategy should include all these 4 areas, which are social media, community management, roadshow, and listing websites. They must be well familiarized with these aspects and actually provide you good advice on this. And please trust them. If you like something, doesn't mean that your community necessarily likes it. If you like the color blue, that doesn't mean that that color is the best for you to use. If you want to start your marketing at some point and your marketing person says, no, we should start 1 week later, please listen to them. They know what they're doing, and this is why you hired them, because they do it better than you. And if you did not hire the people who are smarter than you, then you have a problem, and you need to fix it. When it comes to business development, the same mantra goes here as well. You have to have a sum of people that takes care of your incorporation and takes care of the way that you mix your product with the regulations, that takes care of the legal part, partnerships, and investor relationship. The people who put the money in are the people that you need to give explanations to, because being an entrepreneur doesn't mean you're your own boss. The people who give you money are your bosses. And as well, for product development, please start with a concept, do the design, choose the technology stack, do your life cycle, and then write your white paper. Don't start with, oh, I need some money for my company because we're going bankrupt, so we're going to do an ICO. It doesn't really work that way. And if people ate that kind of thing 1 year ago, they don't do that anymore. So you'll not see a next Tezos, let's say, happening soon, because people don't pour that much money into ICOs now. Take care of your contribution part, and don't try to take more than you need. So please think about accepting only the major tokens, please do KYC, and please take care of your community. It's important for you to actually listen to the crowd. And don't forget about your post-ICO development. That's the most fun part. And this is actually a screenshot of one of the products I did, which is cost.io. Your post-ICO development is actually your company. Until you have that live, you don't have a company. So the moment your product is born is the go-live moment, not before that. You don't have a product before that. So please avoid claiming that. Please avoid using the present term when you don't really have a product, because you will have to face reality and questions from people, and you need to be honest with everyone that basically pays you for creating their project. Also, take a look at the trends and try to do a sale for maybe an MVP or an alpha version of things. Try to think if you're doing asset tokenization or not, because this is really important. Please take in consideration the investments made by family offices, and try to have a solid use case. As I said, you don't have to repeat history. There's a reason why Facebook is so big, and you'll definitely not be able to do a decentralized Facebook, Uber, or something else, because the people don't really need it. This is kind of everything from me. Thank you so much for having me today. And if you have any further questions, I'll be around both today and tomorrow to answer them. I hope that my insights have been useful for you. Thank you so much.